Hey Gigi, what's going on? It's Thursday.
Hi, Nikki. How are you?
I'm good. We're at it again. I'm
I
so excited.
know.
Oh God, this is gonna be a fun one.
I think so. I
I'm
think
excited.
so. You're excited
Okay,
for?
first, yeah, I'm excited because it's Thursday. Let's just go there. I'm excited because it's Thursday. A lot of things going on, but
Okay.
let's piggyback off of our plans of what we were gonna do last weekend. Church. Did you go to church?
I did go to church actually. I went to Thrive. Yes,
How,
I
how
did.
did that? How was that?
So it was amazing. It was great. I saw Mo there and one of his daughter. Well, his daughter. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because he has a
Two.
daughter, two girls, and a
Mm-hmm.
boy. Right.
Right.
So I saw one of the girls there, which I'm assuming is the youngest girl. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was there, and the service was great. Everyone there was so loving. It is a smaller church,
So
so
totally different vibe.
it is a totally different vibe in comparison to being at a Elevate and stuff like that. But it was great. It was great. It was warming. They were inviting. Penelope was in her little area that she played in, so it was good. It was good. No complaints.
That's good.
Yeah, and I like the
Amen.
message. And the message just literally, like when you go to church and the message is literally directed to you, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right. And I'm in my head, I'm like, Sergio, I hope you're listening to this because it was literally directed to him.
Yeah,
And then, but he liked it too. So I'm
that's
happy
good.
about that.
That's good. That's
Yeah. Did you
awesome.
go?
I did not.
Okay.
My tummy wasn't cooperating with me, so I ended up actually looking at the YouTube video of I think an old service for Elevate. It
Okay.
wasn't live. I don't think
Okay.
it was. And if they do have a live service,
They do it on Facebook.
okay, I'll see. I have
Yes.
to when we finish our
Yeah,
our
yeah.
our
I'll hook you up. I'll
session,
hook you
you'll hook
up.
me up because
Yeah.
I would love to have seen it live. Um, my cousin went. I mentioned to you that she went to VU, so I
Hmm.
was kind of considering that as well on Saturday.
Where did she go?
VU,
Where's Vu?
Pastor Rich. It's in South Miami.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's too far from me. I'm not gonna go
Yeah,
there.
and it's a very nice church, and I love
Yeah.
him. I love
Yeah.
Pastor Rich. Yes, I've been listening to him for 3 years
Oh
now.
wow.
So I really, really like his service. I love him, his
Yeah.
attitude, his energy, his wife, his kid. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a yeah, very nice atmosphere, very nice family environment, and I really like his service. It's just very far for me. I mean, I don't think I can drive.
So I
Even
think
though it's Sunday and it's not a lot of traffic,
yeah,
but
but
still,
listen, all the things that we do. I mean, I'm always driving somewhere. So on the weekends, the least thing that I want to do
is drive far.
is drive far,
Yeah.
especially especially for church. And I feel
Hmm.
that in you can go to any church, right, and you're going to get the message.
Hmm.
However, I feel that the church that I want to go to, I want it to be part of my community, right?
Right. Close to home.
Close to home,
Mhm.
right? Because I want that to be my second home. I don't want to have to dread a drive
Mhm.
to go somewhere,
I,
right?
I agree with you.
Especially church,
Mhm.
and start off my mornings that way, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But I told you I do love Elevate, so I think you're gonna love it when you get to
yeah.
go
I'm
there.
excited. Yeah, and
And
I
when your
won't
tummy
be able
allows
to,
you.
and I won't be able to go this weekend because I'm leaving to Orlando on Thursday. Aren't you leaving to Orlando as
I leave
well
on Friday.
for work?
Don't be tender to me. I'm gonna make it to church on Sunday.
All
No.
right. You're coming back?
I come back Sunday, yes,
Oh, okay.
but I will probably do the service online because I will be on my way back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
so-
look, now if you give me the information for Elevate Online through
Yeah, you
Facebook,
can
I
follow
will
them.
see service
So you're
on
leaving
Sunday.
Thursday
I leave Thursday, but I won't be back till Sunday night.
to Sunday night, and what
Yeah.
are you doing in Orlando?
I'm going to Universal and Islands.
Oh.
My friend Millie's daughter turned
Oh,
17
nice. Well,
on
maybe we
Friday.
can do dinner on Friday. No,
Maybe.
maybe.
We will be in Universal City Walk on
Okay.
Friday because we're going to both parks Friday and Saturday.
Okay. Well, keep
So,
me
but
posted.
we
I'll
can
be-
meet.
yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
But yeah, I'll probably be joining the service online, and then the following weekend I will be there. In person.
Next
So I'm looking
weekend.
forward to it. I'm looking forward to continue going and to hear the message out and continue getting a feel for the
Mhm.
place, right?
Absolutely.
And let me see how Penny reacts to it as well. So I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
So I really I sent a message to Mo and I was like, you know what, thank you so much.
So it was good. It was
Yeah,
good. It was
yeah,
a good
yeah.
turn. It was a good vibe, and it was a positive outcome.
Yes,
from
yes, yes.
That's good. That's awesome.
So I'm quite eager to go into our topic for today since we were going to start talking about boundaries.
Mhm.
And of course, we have two definitions here for boundaries where you thought we were going to
We
talk
have a
about
few actually,
few.
but
You
Yeah.
thought we were going to talk
Let's-
about sexual boundaries
Yep.
and, chains and whips and passwords and passcodes,
all the fun stuff.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
And here I am talking about setting boundaries with family and friends and, mother-in-law.
She was out of the gutter and I was in the gutter.
And normally I'm always in there. Like,
Yeah.
I am deep in that gutter.
I
all the time.
I know.
But this time I was like, okay, let me keep it clean. But yeah, which boundaries do you want to talk about?
We need to like unclean it just because we have been very good.
We have.
With our season. Past season was, we tapped into little things, ideas here and there, but I think we were very good.
I think that we can talk about the sexual boundaries, especially if we're going to be going to church on Sunday. Then we can repent and ask for forgiveness. And
there you go. There you go. And then Jesus is going to be okay with us.
So what do you want to know?
We're good.
What's up?
No, I actually wanted to just kind of like not really talk about one specific thing, but just saying like, how do you feel about the boundaries? How do you talk about setting boundaries when it comes to sex? Obviously, we're both in relationships.
Yeah.
I'm married.
Yeah.
You are, there.
What the fuck?
You're there.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're there. You're in the neighborhood.
I'm in the neighborhood. I'm Penelope's mom. There you go. There you go.
Penelope's mom. Listen, but regardless, I mean, you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, because of the fact we've talked about this other podcast, I'm not going to knock them because I think they're wonderful. The Viral Podcast.
Oh, they're amazing.
They're amazing. Yes. So because of the shows that they put on, I think that's kind of like triggered my brain to think
boundaries.
Yeah, like these bitches go all the way in. Like they're talking about, the penis is, the ugliest thing, and who likes to look at penises because penises are ugly as fuck. They really are.
Well, an uncircumcised.
The uncircumcised ones are anteaters.
That's like
they shouldn't even. They shouldn't exist.
Like real.
It doesn't matter if you're Jewish or not. You should get your shit circumcised.
I mean, how do you clean that?
Who needs that extra skin? Why?
It looks ugly.
What is it there for?
It looks ugly.
I don't want it in my mouth.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I don't want it.
Yeah, I hear
you. Supposedly, the men say that it gives them more sensation.
I can understand that.
Correct.
But us women, we don't care about that. We're like, hey,
we don't care. We want it to be. It's not pretty, so if it could be
a little bit better,
more appetizing looking, I would agree. Because that extra skin is just there, and it's to me.
Well, now at least we know that Sergio and Bebe are circumcised.
This is what we gathered from this so far. They're both circumcised.
All right, there you go.
Yay! Well, let me tell you. So true story. My mother-in-law, may she rest in peace. When I first met her, we'll get into that in another session, another episode, just because that's a whole story to make people just roll on the ground laughing of when I first met her in person, right? So Bebe's here. I met him here, and when I went to Cuba for the first time, because she lived there. She passed away end of 2022. But when I first met her, we went straight to the sex talk and the penises and the this, and I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen this woman. I see her for the first time. I come to Cuba so that she can meet her grandson, and we're talking about penises and sex with her son. Why is this happening to me? Right? So it was so funny because she was just this person that you could talk to with, with no hesitation. Yeah. She didn't judge. She was just wonderful. But we get into that conversation, ironically, and she says that my bebe was not circumcised.
At that point?
No, he has never been circumcised. But listen, this is a story. So she tells me when he's little, when they went to circumcise him, because in Cuba, it's not like here, where the baby's born and they could do it right in the hospital. Or a week later in the pediatrician's office, because they did William in the pediatrician's office. Yeah. They didn't do it in the hospital. And my first son, they did it in
William, now I know you're circumcised.
Yes, William is circumcised. Sorry, Nene. So when we get into this conversation, she says, in Cuba, it's not like that. Like the child will be sometimes a year old and they circumcise them.
Coño, that's brutal.
Which is brutal because they do that shit with no anesthesia, right?
Coño.
So not to go into all the details, but she tells me that he got she taught him how to like push back the skin so that he could keep it clean. And she says that from pushing it back, the way that she did it, the way the pediatrician told her over there, pushing it back so much, the skin never came back up.
Oh my God.
So when she told me this, of course, I want to go into the bathroom and take my husband's pants down.
Yeah. You'd be like, what?
And be
Before
like,
I commit to this, right? I need to see what I'm looking
No, Willie was already born. I mean, Willie was born. So, but I was like baffled. I'm like, I think I would be able to tell if he wasn't circumcised.
You couldn't.
At all. So I'm like, now I'm confused because of course she wouldn't lie to me. She's his mother. And then I asked him, I'm like, bebé, tú sabes lo que me dijo tu mamá? And I'm there a lot. And he's like, ella está confundida. Eh? I'm like, confundida what? They did it when you were a child. You don't remember that. So if they didn't do it and she's saying they didn't do it, you're not circumcised, buddy. But he doesn't have any skin. So I'm baffled now to know why, if there are people that are not circumcised and the skin doesn't cover the head anymore.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I don't know.
I'm curious now.
I've never seen that.
I have never seen that.
I mean, I've seen circumcised,
uncircumcised. I have too.
And it's horrible.
I have too, and it's so not attractive.
I'm like, oh no.
Oh my God. And then of course, when I'm dying here. I'm like laughing and I'm crying at the same time, like internally. But that is, yeah. So I want to do the research on that just because I'm curious to know.
Yeah.
If there is a possibility that if you are uncircumcised, that skin doesn't cover it anymore.
Or it could just be that he was jerking off a lot. I don't know.
It could be. It could be.
I'm just saying.
But at the end of the day, it's still skin.
Yeah. That wasn't cut off.
It wasn't cut off. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm not even joking. I'm curious to know.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find that out. We're going to get back to you guys on that. We're going to do a little bit of research. And if any of you guys have, advice, things, comments, I want you guys to let us know, right? They can write to us, right? Our listeners.
Through the YouTube channel.
Through the YouTube channel, write to us. We're gonna have to put this up in TikTok as well because I think there we can have. But when we go live, we're gonna get this done. I promise you guys, we are. But anyway, boundaries. So, go. You say something. You tell me something. What do you think?
So boundaries. So I think that like with my partner, like I think anything can go, right? Like he doesn't have to ask me. Okay. I mean, obviously, yes. We'll talk about something, but if he tells me, oh, hey, like I hear some women that they're like, oh, I won't do anal sex. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, sorry to hear that,
Correct.
And for me,
you don't know what you're missing.
Like, yeah, I'm like, all right, well, if he likes anal sex, then I guess we're going to do anal sex. And if he's not asking for it, then I'm not going to be like, hey, I'm looking for anal sex. Correct. Right? Like, it's just not happening. I'm happy with it not being touched.
Right.
But if that's what makes him happy, then I'm okay with that, right? That's not out of the question. So for me, whatever pleases my partner, I'm willing to do, right? And if I don't like it or I feel uncomfortable, then it'll be something that we can talk about later on. And I can
tell him, hey, listen. There you set the boundary.
Correct. There I set the boundary and I'm like, listen, buddy, I know you like this shit, but this is not up my alley, right? Or I can express to him my feelings or how I felt.
Right.
But without trying anything, I don't like to say that I'm not willing to try something. Mm-hmm. I'm not willing to say, no, that's not what I do or whatever. And I meet a lot of people that are that way as well, right? Like they're like, no, I won't do this. I won't do that. And there's just so many I won't. And it's on their personal preference. And I just feel like that's a little bit selfish because I feel like you have to take into consideration what the other person likes, right?
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, women don't fucking like to swallow. And that is a God honest truth, right?
If they say they love it, that's a fucking lie.
Nobody likes that shit. That shit tastes like Clorox in your mouth. It's disgusting. Even the thought about it makes me gag, right? However, if he likes it, guess what I'm doing?
You're doing it, right?
I'm doing it. And then that's it. Yep. And I'm going to pretend while I'm at it, it's the best thing in my fucking life.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my God, I've never tasted this shit so good.
Because at the end of the day, you want to do something that satisfies them. And then if you want that coming back at you, you want to feel the same way. You want, to fulfill that, whatever.
Those boundaries, especially with like somebody that's your partner, I just feel like anything
that you feel comfortable
with. Right. I feel like anything should go. Anything, whatever pleases one another, I guess. I feel like you guys should be open enough to giving it a try and to doing it. There shouldn't be a no unless it makes you feel uncomfortable, unless you don't feel safe, or unless it's, it causes you pain or
Right.
whatever the case may be.
Right. And at that point, I think that we should
It's
just
a
let
whole
them-
different conversation.
Right. It's a whole different thing.
But
Correct.
to shut something out just because, no, this is just an exit, not an entrance. I'm like, okay, grow up. I don't know what else to say. Yeah.
I agree. So the same, I think the same as you when it comes to that. Obviously, when you've been with a person a certain amount of years, you tend to, get a little bit more creative.
Of course.
Because, of course, if you're going to have, sex missionary style every day of your life, he's getting the excitement somewhere else.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. Mm-hmm. So I do agree with that. I would hope that everyone opens their mind, I think, and their eyes to different possibilities, because that can actually spice up your life with your partner, your husband, your wife, whoever it is. But yeah, so boundaries like that, I think that it's, like you just said, Gigi, is about communicating.
Yeah.
Everything, not only when it comes to sex. I think in all aspects of life, boundaries is something that has to be communicated. Because if you're the person that's going to feel uncomfortable without setting that boundary, you then have to be the one to speak up and say, this is where this has to change.
Absolutely.
So we tapped into the whole sex thing. This could be a topic for many, many episodes of different.
No. I have more things to talk about sex. You can't just tell me to talk about one
thing.
No.
I'm not. I wasn't going to cut it. I was just going to say that we've tapped into that. So I think that feeling comfortable communicating, I think, is the key, basically, to setting the boundaries when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's true. I agree. Like, for instance, I find that I think and I believe that Sergio could be a little bit more reserved than I am. And we come off opposite. Like, you would think that he is more open and I could be a little bit more reserved. And it is complete opposite from that. I'm like, oh, we're having sex in the jacuzzi and our neighbors are out there grilling. I don't care. And I'm like, we're going to have sex.
So you're more of a risk taker.
Absolutely. I'm like, it's my home. It's our jacuzzi.
Yeah.
If the neighbors feel uncomfortable, I feel like they can just go back inside their house. You know?
You're in your house. You're in your backyard.
House. That's correct.
Absolutely.
So, but he'll be the type, he's like, oh no, we have to go inside. And then he'll close the shades. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? By that time, I'm done. I'm like, okay, this is not happening. Leave the shades open.
The excitement I had 10 minutes ago is now down to like 2.
Yeah. So, but no, setting boundaries is important, in my opinion. When you have a partner, anything should be able to go, vice versa. Like, he should be able to do anything that I want to do. If it pleases me, and if he doesn't like it, then he can communicate that with me and tell me, hey, you know what, we tried it for Giselle, but it wasn't my thing, But don't tell me you're not going to do something,
right?
Just because it's not up your alley, and you haven't even tried
it. Or because you're guessing that it's something you're not going to like or you're going to feel uncomfortable with, right?
I agree. You need wine?
That's a nervous cough.
The fuck are you nervous about this conversation?
Oh my God, I think I was just nervous what I was about to say. But yes.
What were you going to say?
I'm going. I need to take a sip.
Up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. No, I was going to say that, where were you? See, I saw squirrels.
Okay.
You were saying
sex. I like sex.
Yes, I know. We're talking about sex.
Okay. Closes the blinds.
Closes the blinds.
Do things
okay, yes. So, yes, that's where I was going. Not nervous because of me, but in the aspect of Bebe, you and Serge and Bebe and myself, it's exactly the same. Yeah. So I'm the risk taker.
Yes.
I'm the crazy one.
Yeah.
I'm the one that will do it anywhere. It doesn't matter to me. Obviously now I'm older, so I'm not as, agile or as flexible or as quick, as I was, when I was younger, that I could get away with a lot more.
This takes a little bit of time now.
This takes a little bit of time now. Yes, it does. It does. Yes. If you're more agile, you're thinner, everything is different,
It is.
So definitely it has changed, but still, nonetheless, being daring is fun. That's definitely up my alley. It is definitely reserved.
I'm like, what the fuck are you scared
shy.
about?
Yeah. But he's like that. He's like that.
I don't understand why.
But yeah, well, that's why God put us together.
Yes. So
2 risk takers is a little bit too risky, maybe dangerous even.
Yeah.
So I think that putting 2 people,
the balance.
It's the balance. It is the balance.
Yes.
And there you have the, so it's funny because I had in my past, I had a couple friend of mine that they were having a little bit of issues. And he would always tell me, like, she's all about, the boundaries, and there's rules about when we can have sex. It's not only that, the time of the month and this and that. I mean, he's like, it's boundaries of all kinds of shit. It's not only the period. It's, oh, I didn't eat right today. I didn't have enough water. And I'm like,
I would
what?
die. Like,
what the fuck? Like, you need an instruction manual to have sex with this bitch. Like, really? What's going on?
Are they married?
They were.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's crazy.
This was years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, and I could tell he's bored.
Of course.
And of course, that is, the recipe for disaster. This is where they start to cheat and they start to get curious and this and that. So it's funny because one day I was like, listen, take her to fucking Okeechobee over there where they drag race and fuck her on top of the car.
Do something.
Like, just do something. I don't know. Get a blanket. I don't know. Do something.
Yeah.
And he's like, she would die. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
I can't deal with those things. But there's people that are like that. There's people that only have sex in their bedroom, and
that's boring.
And to do it in other places, it's hard, and they can't open up and they can't feel comfortable. And,
I just find that I feel that and now that I'm older, I've met more women, and they're just very closed-minded when it comes to sex, right? And I'm so surprised to hear the way that they feel about sex, right? Like, sex is a chore, or we're only going to have sex in the bedroom, right?
Yep.
Or like, if the kids are in the house, they're not going to have sex. And I'm like, Penny could be sleeping on our bed, and I'm like, if I want to have sex, I want to have sex,
Exactly.
Well, and then Sergio was like, the baby's, I was like, well, so what? I told you to fucking fix the bed a long time ago so you can put her in her room that's on the other side of the house,
Right.
So I don't want to have to stop having sex because I have a child in my bed, right?
Of course.
Obviously, I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So it's different for me. But I've noticed a lot of women are very closed up, and a lot of them are very nervous to get out of their comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's because they're afraid of how their partners are going to perceive them and see them. So I was reading a book that spoke about that. I forgot the name of the book, but I knew I was reading something. And I talked about that women, believe it or not, we want to try more things. We want to do things differently, but we're so afraid of being judged.
Correct.
And
they're afraid of bringing it up and having their partner say, what's wrong with you?
You're a whore.
Why you're a bitch? And why are you doing this? And
is that what
who did you try that with?
Yeah.
And
So I just feel like they close up. So my message to everyone out there is experiment, try new things, get out of your comfort zone, And when it comes to your partners, to the person that you love, to the person that you have built a family with and a foundation with, there shouldn't be any boundaries. I mean, you guys are one, right? So if something pleases him or her, just do it. And then after you do it, if it's not to your liking, after you've tried it out, then communicate it and be like, hey, listen, I tried it. It's not really my thing. It made me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
But open up to the possibility of trying new things, because it's perfectly fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as there's respect at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can be as wild as you want, as open as you want. Just respect one another.
I agree.
So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't talk about any other boundaries except sex. I love this. See, we go down the rabbit hole when it comes to that topic. We're gonna lose it. So guys, I'm so sorry. We kind of concentrated on that, but of course we can always circle back to the boundary talk. We wanted to also tap into boundaries with family, with friends.
Yes.
Other types of relationships.
Work and personal life.
Work, your work family.
Yeah.
Everything, all aspects of it. But of course, everyone's boundaries are going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's idea of where you put them and what they are is going to be different. So whatever you guys feel at the end of the day is not making you comfortable, or making you, uncomfortable, or comfortable. You set those boundaries. Set them for yourself. Communicate. I think communication is key. I think there's a quote by Steve Harvey that I really like, but I can't remember it right now. That's fine. But anyway,
gee, thanks a lot.
I love him. I'm sorry, but I'll look it up. But it's something with regards to communication.
Yeah.
And
I think he said to have lots of sex and to enjoy every aspect of it.
Yes.
And
I'm sure Steve Harvey has great sex.
Set no limit.
Him and his wife.
Okay, now I cannot see Family Feud now the same way. Thanks a lot, Nikki.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All righty.
Talk to you soon.
Until next week. Bye.
Bye.